welcome to Melanie's Muses, where I muse about things in the entertainment world that are entertaining to me, and sometimes a few weird and random other videos too. But hopefully whatever I'm musing about, you guys stay along for the ride. Today is something a little bit different. I'm back with Greg and author Susan Harris, and we have Muser Shannon Watts joining us.
And Daisy, because she won't stop bugging me.
Okay, and Daisy, apparently. And we are going to talk about Lucifer season 5, and we're going to do the second half, 5B.
Samael.
So it's going to be from episode 9 through to episode 16.
Okay.
So say hi, guys. Thank you for being here. I know it's crazy because it's Sunday and it's hot. Okay.
It's not. It's chilly down here.
So for those of you that are joining us and wonder how we're going to do this, we have a plan. Whether this plan will stay in effect or not remains to be seen.
It will not.
The idea is that we are going to go episode by episode and discuss what we think about that episode. And then when we get to the end, we're sort of discuss the season as a whole and maybe what we think is going to happen in season 6. Sound good?
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So the first one obviously was season 5, episode 9, family dinner, and that picked up literally where season 5, episode 8, the finale ended. So at this point, as a quick recap, because I'd forgotten some of it, Ella does not know about God and the Celestials. Dan does know about God and about the Celestials, not so much about God yet. Not yet. And at the end of the episode, you had Amenadiel, Lucifer, and Michael fighting. God popped down onto the stairs and everything froze, and that's where it ended.
Yes.
And in the building, you have Chloe,
Yep.
who is in a storeroom by herself, and she was expecting Lucifer to say that he loved her, and then he popped off and vanished to go and fight with Michael and everything. Maze is hiding under a desk, and Linda and baby Charlie are in a back room. That's
Yes.
where your main players are.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, family dinner. Who wants to start?
Not me. Not it.
Okay, I'll start then.
Go on.
So you got a big fight, and Amenadiel takes the blame. Typical Amenadiel. Do you guys are you Michael fans or you hate Michael? We hate Michael. Okay, you guys gonna cope for this entire video because
Put the shoulder down. I'm not.
I'm like, do we need to put up our hands or?
Just talk.
No, I'm not a Michael fan. Not at all.
No.
And I mean, I guess it's kudos to Tom Ellis, really, that he can be so irritating and also so awesome.
I think it's all down to the accent.
Yeah,
that accent is pretty bad.
And the shoulder. What was with the shoulder thing? Did you find out about that?
Well, Tom Ellis Lucifer actually said at the family dinner, he's like, you've got a chip on your shoulder so big that it manifested itself into the shoulder thing. But I don't know. I don't think
I see him on screen. I just kind of want to high five his face
with the scar.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what the shoulder thing's about?
Yeah. I think he's for a villain. He's supposed to be the villain of the story, but he's just not that villainous. He just appears as if he's like the child in the middle that didn't get enough attention.
Yes.
And he's resentful for the rest of the family because one is the older brother, one is the younger brother. They got attention, he didn't. Woe is me. So I got a chip on my shoulder.
But they're twins, and he feels that Lucifer got far more attention.
It's like Daisy.
Than
I
he
need
did.
all the attention.
They need all the attention.
Yep.
So obviously the big thing with this one is that they had the family dinner, hence why it's called family dinner. There was other stuff going on as well. But let's just talk about the family dinner. How awesome was Linda's reaction to God? How awesome.
She saved it.
She was so good. And especially the poking. And she's like, I'm just going to keep poking you. And her reaction to the dinner. And she's just like, oh my, you.
You.
So, I mean, I don't know. I love Linda. I think Linda's one of my favorite characters in the entire show, other than Maze. But you had the family dinner. I don't know. They did mention, Linda did bring up an Easter egg. I don't know if any of you guys caught that about the reference to the previous God, how she thought she'd met God once.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Back. Did I write the episode number down? Yeah. No, I didn't. Okay. Timothy Ommerson, back when you had all the stuff going on, and Linda almost got struck off because Lucifer was in a mental hospital and he was in there and he had the buckle that was actually part of the flaming sword, and he thought he was God, and he was telling everyone he was God. And he even had a dance with like Trisha Hefner, Lux.
Mhm.
So they threw that in there because they were like, Linda was like, oh, I thought I met you before, but I didn't, to God.
Right.
I don't remember that.
Okay. I have a feeling there's going to be lots of these bits
Yep.
that I've got noted down, and everyone's going to be like,
Yep.
okay. So there are lots
Shushing.
of references in this episode to other ones. Like ZX3 was, they said that they come across ZX3, which was the stuff in the stuff they used to burn down the golf course. And you remember, you might notice Lucifer said, oh yeah, we've come across ZX3 before. So I'm not gonna lie, I had to look that one up because I'm like, I wrote down, what is this reference? Apparently it was one of the ingredients that was used when Chloe was poisoned in A Good Day to Die. That was the missing ingredient when Ella had to go and meet all her dodgy car people to get the addition to the fuel. So I've looked up a couple of the episodes, but I guess there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Easter eggs in this season. So these are the ones I managed to find on my own, and then I couldn't always get the references, so I had to go and look them up.
And I caught some.
You did? I've got those noted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better.
Okay. So what else? Can I just bring up the souffle that he brought in and dropped on the table at the dinner?
I'm guessing Shannon noticed too.
Souffle,
Boom.
boom, and that souffle stood there the whole.
Well, it was heavenly, like food.
Well, no, it wasn't, because Lucifer made it, not God.
He's still heavenly.
No, he literally is the opposite.
He's from heaven.
No, he's literally the opposite of heavenly.
A god made it.
Archangel.
Angel. That's what I said.
It's going to be a very long.
Okay, go on. I'll stop interrupting. Should I just go upstairs?
No, you should
Okay.
interject some useful comments. That would be really nice.
That was useful.
Okay.
He was an angel that made it. That's why there was nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
It could not deflate.
So as the episode went, I will say I felt that this had more of a regular Lucifer feel. I felt season 5A, the first half, I did not get along with season 5A very much. I kind of found myself wishing that they'd ended at the end of season 4 with Lucifer being in hell and Chloe not being able to have him.
No.
I was kind of good with that.
No. That was stupid.
Me too.
No. No.
You with me, Susan?
Yeah.
Shannon's
No.
with me?
Yeah, the first half of season 5, it just felt like they were trying too hard to draw out a storyline.
Yeah. And they had all these things like with the black and white episode and the maze, all these things that would normally be interesting. But I felt this one, they kind of picked back up, and everyone's reaction to God. I thought they did a really good job with that. I thought that was really funny.
Can I just say, I love the actor that they had to play God in the second half of season 5, but every time he opened his mouth to speak, I could not get past it. That's all I could hear was the insurance commercials constantly. It was very distracting for me.
See, it didn't bother me, but Greg did say it. It's like, it's State Farm. So it didn't bother me. I do wish that they'd made some reference to the fact that Neil Gaiman voiced over an episode as God in one of the unreleased ones. But I guess when you look at the family of angels, if they were going to go with the fact that the mother of creation was white, they really had to go with God being black. Otherwise, there was no way all those angel babies would have worked. Because Amenadiel was black, Remy wasn't white. The angel of death isn't right. Azrael's not right.
Gabriel was Hispanic.
Yeah.
Wasn't she?
I think so, yeah. So, I mean, really, in order to get that massive blend, you kind of had to have blended hierarchies, I guess. I mean, also, we're going on the fact that they are God and the goddess's children, which is a bit of a stretch anyway. So, anyone want to say anything else about that season? Oh, there was another Easter egg. I saw Lucifer holding the car. When he was holding the car back, when the go-kart guy wanted to get away.
Oh, yeah.
Go-kart guy was trying to get away and Lucifer was holding the
Easter
car.
egg?
That was in another episode. In the episode with Sasha Royes from Grimm, he holds his car back after Chloe just finds out about the powers in season 4.
Was that really an Easter egg, though?
I don't know. That was mine. I haven't looked at No, I'm pretty sure that every time they're referencing another episode in this, it's going to be counted as an Easter egg.
Was that the episode that they found out about Charlie?
We found out because right at the beginning, the baby didn't freeze.
Mm.
And so, like,
the baby did
freeze. The baby froze when everybody, and even Maze wasn't frozen. So it's like, okay, he's obviously human. But that wasn't when God confirmed it. God didn't confirm. He actually confirmed it in the musical episode because they went off and had their little sing song. So
I must have zoned out for that.
Right, here we go. So are we all good if we wrap up family dinner there and go on to the one that's going to have the most discussion? Episode 10.
This is a musical one. Bloody
Celestial Karaoke Jam. So, yeah, everyone's putting the same face. Can I just say, you guys know I love me a musical episode. I'm all about musical episodes, but I didn't know this was going to be a musical episode because I've literally got all my Lucifer stuff turned off, everything turned off because I didn't want any spoilers. I didn't even watch the trailer because the season 5A trailer gave so much away and I was mad. So this opened with Wicked Game. And I think this is going to be the first time ever that Tom Ellis has been singing. And I'm like, oh no, what is this? With the...
Yes.
It's the cute cards.
Absolute shite. I'm just like, I love that song. And there's so many good versions of that song. And him pouncing around in his underwear and his silky robe and kicking the piano thing and Chloe in the... I didn't even understand the reference for that. Chloe in the like flame from the stove.
It was like he was trying to be Hugh Hefner singing it, and it just wasn't working.
It was so
in the
bad.
pajamas.
Like his little shorts and his silky robe. So
that
bad.
whole episode, that entire episode was painful to watch for me. I only actually forced myself to watch it because I was afraid I would miss a storyline piece for later. It was.
I don't like the musical episodes.
Greg doesn't like musical episodes. Period.
I don't blame them, but that one hurt my soul a little bit.
I have to say, when they did Another One Bites the Dust, I know Susan hates it. When they did Another One Bites the Dust, when the dead guy got up and danced, no, I was all about that with the cheerleaders and the marching band, and I know Susan hates. She's like, no, that was like the worst, so cliche. But I love a cliche. I'm the Hallmark girl. I love a cliche, and I was game for that one. Apart from I wouldn't have had Tom Ellis sing because he sounded really weird doing Queen.
I spent the whole episode like that meme from Jean-Luc Picard doing this, and it was when they did the Another One Bites the Dust, and then all of a sudden the dead dude pops up. I was like, nah, gone.
Sorry, Daisy. I was all about that. I was all about
Hell no.
I was all about the dead guy popping up, doing his little dance, and then going down. I have to say, I was all about that one. I did like that one.
That was nonsense.
It was.
That was nonsense.
So then, most of this, my notes from this one was just a list of the songs that they did, so we could sort of go over them. Every Breath You Take. I didn't realize Debbie Gibson was going to be in this until she popped up. It was when she started singing. I'm like, oh my god, I think that's Debbie Gibson. When I watched the episode back to make my notes, it actually has at the beginning starring Debbie Gibson. So that was a big miss on my part. But I don't know, again, weird song choice. Not the best showing off of either Debbie or Tom. I get that they've known each other. They met on social media and kind of got to know each other that way. And then Tom reached out and was like, Debbie, do you want to be in an episode? And she was like, yeah.
Yep.
I don't think that was the best use of their voices. I think they did a really bad job actually picking songs for Lucifer, for Tom Ellis. Tom Ellis can sing so well. I mean, if you look at the season 4 finale, where they had that great big dance number in the intro, and Tom Ellis was singing, you had all the dancers, you had the little up in the air lift, and he made my top 10.
Yep.
None of these even came close.
Nope.
And unfortunately for Lucifer,
because it was Susan, cue the card there.
Which one?
Doesn't matter. She has
several versions of that.
That's why.
Yeah, but it's like they obviously threw a lot of money at this episode, and it didn't catch fire.
Yeah.
They didn't throw enough money at it for
to get the rights for the song.
For a TV show, that one of the best things about it is the music that they pick in the background. Like, you've gotten some really, really good songs at it. For a musical episode to just go, like, the choices that they made, it sounded like they just picked songs because those were the ones they could get the rights to. When there were, like, I have what you could have substituted them for. Instead of Wicked Game, there's a song, it's an English band, so I don't know whether any of you would have heard about it, but it's Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. There's a song that he has, There's a Devil Inside Me. But if you slow that down with the piano and gave a violin or a cello or even a harp at the end of it, it would have completely turned it around and Tom would have nailed it. Instead of that, exactly, it would have made it completely different and he could have toned it and done it to his own way. But I think when you take a song like Wicked Game, unless you're going to take the Chris Isaak version of it and then do the Stone Sour version of it, which is two completely different versions, or then you do the Gemma Hayes version of it, which is all slowed down, as you can tell. One of my favorite songs, so I know all the versions that you have for it. You can do it differently. The No Scrubs, Ella and the No Scrubs. You could have had, even though can't stand them, you could have had Pussycat Dolls, I Don't Need a Man.
I think that would have been a really good song choice, especially because Amy Garcia is such a strong dancer. And I've got to say something about this, and I know where you guys are going to stand. Greg is not with me on this.
Oh, I am not. I disagree with this bit.
All right. And you get to the end of the song and you've got the mashup. They do a big dance. You've got the really fast dance number. And you guys might have to go back and watch it, which I know will be torture for Susan especially. But you get to the end and they're doing a dance routine and you've got Ella and Maze.
Dancing together.
They're dancing together with all the backing dancers. Now, Ella is doing the exact same super fast choreography that all of the backing dancers are doing while singing her song. And Maze is doing like a slowed down, adapted version. And all I kept thinking,
because she was doing a different
you need to come
song,
You're going
and she was dancing to the song that she was singing,
then,
and Ella was dancing to the song she was singing.
Her half of the backing dancers should have been doing her choreography, because when I was watching it, all I could think was this is like one of those Keep Fit videos where you've got the modifier person at the front doing something a bit easier.
No, I think
while
Maze
everyone else does the same. But if Maze is doing her own thing, then her half of the backing dancers should be doing the own thing, because it's just, as a choreographer, that is bad stage choreography.
No,
it is.
But it's bad choreography to bad songs. The songs didn't gel together.
No, it was bad. I would agree.
Bad to the bone.
Bad.
It was the wrong bad. You could have completely done Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Bad Reputation. Hell, you could have even done Taylor Swift, Bad Reputation, and it would have been better than the Bad to the Bone selection.
And Leslie can really sing, and it didn't show off any of her skills. I mean, when she did the Oasis song in season 4, when she got on stage and she was declaring her love to Ella, that was like amazing. And this was not. And I almost felt that they're like, okay, we need to have, Ella's really talented, we need to have her do another dancey thing, and we haven't had Maze really do anything, so we need to put them in as well. And it felt very contrived. I think that was the problem. It just didn't work. All right, let's move on to the next one. I did spot a mistake on there, and I don't think it was deliberate. When they were looking for the DNA on the whistle, because obviously they had the coach and the whistle and all of that issue, they said they got a print on the hit on the prints on the whistle in the EDB, the educational database, and they actually said a teacher, and they're like, no, a coach. Well, the person who ended up being guilty was a teacher. So why was she not in the data? I mean, they didn't say we could only get prints from one. They literally said we've got hit off one, and they were in the educational database. And when they specifically mentioned a teacher, I thought that they should have said that one was teacher.
Well, some of the coaches are teachers too.
Well, the fact is, even the coaches are in there in the educational database, because that's how they got the prints off the coach, but they didn't get the other prints, which was actually off the teacher who ended up being guilty, his wife.
Yeah. No, I agree, Mel. The script supervisor definitely missed that one.
Missed that one. We don't know that happened in Susan's books. There's none of that. No. All right, I will say we did adapt the word shiggles. We kind of want to steal and make a thing. Yep. I feel that shiggles should be a thing.
I do. Shiggles was good.
All right, now here's something interesting. Dan's performance. I have to say, Dan's one, his solo was probably my favorite of them all. Susan had no idea. Really? I know. Yeah, just Susan had no idea what that song was. She's never heard that song, Afterlife, even though apparently technically it's called Hell. She's like, what is this song? We love that song.
You've been living in Ireland all your life? You never heard it?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
For the first 15 years of your life, you're only allowed to listen to U2.
That song's like
everywhere, and it gets in your head, and I do like that. But I will say I'm not a huge Kevin fan or Dan fan, but the choreography on that felt like a big Broadway show. You've got the glasses, and the glasses on the bar. They started with that, and then the whole idea of having God at the end, like dance children with his little puppets. I just got a kick out of that. I thought it was really funny.
That bit was funny.
Okay, no one's with me on this. All right, moving on. No. Lucifer whistled his own theme tune during this episode. Did you know that?
I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
I was probably doing this.
Probably.
I missed it.
Yeah, because it was right after Dan's song. So yeah, you were probably still like, "What is this? Can't listen to that." So yeah, you aren't going to watch it back and catch it. So, no. I liked Linda's song as well. Actually, just the two of us with the little baby and everyone around. They did a really good job of putting lots of different mixed couples in the background. Like you had two guys together with a baby, you had a couple of women together with a baby.
Yeah.
Although Greg did say
why I didn't like a Metadil rapping. That's not.
It sounded very false.
Yeah.
Very false. It did not sound like it was. And Greg's like, "Is he rapping normally?" I was like, "I don't think so."
That wasn't.
And I wonder if it's because he can't sing. If maybe he doesn't sing. I don't know enough about D.B. Woodside as an actor himself. I know like a lot of the roles he's been in, but I don't know whether.
But as far as a Metadil,
but as a Metadil,
feel like he would be rapping. Anyway,
if I'm right, Mel will correct me on this. Didn't he sing in Buffy?
I don't think he did. I was trying to remember
when he was on the bus, the last episode in the bus with Faith.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if that was him. I couldn't remember if that was actually his voice singing. We'll have to make a note to look that up. That is a really good point. We'll look that up. But the rap didn't work for him. I thought Linda did a really good job with it, but the rap part was not working.
No.
For us.
I didn't like it. Shannon didn't like it.
Shannon didn't like it.
Susan didn't like any of it.
That is a good point, though. Susan,
I didn't like anything in that episode.
But there you go. Disagrees with all of it.
It's all right. That's why we're all here.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll have to do that up, Susan, because he did. I do remember him singing in the Buffy. I don't remember. I know in Buffy they had a lot of voiceover bits especially for the musical episode, although that was part of the musical episode. See, that was a musical episode done really well. Oh, Susan, Shannon's going to Google it right now for us. Another one of the little Easter eggs nod back to another episode. They had Lucifer's sleeve catch on fire and his clothes melted, but he was unscathed. Shut up. This is actually the third time that he's had to deal with fire on the show. The first time he got burned in season 1 with Pops when he rescued Chloe from the kitchen. His clothes burned, but he burnt too, and he still carried it out. And he even said to Chloe, "What kind of devil would I be if I got burned by fire?" And then season 4, episode 2, in the cabin got blown up and he walked out.
Yeah.
But he was smoke damaged a little bit. I don't know if he was fire damaged.
Smoke damaged?
Yeah.
He was smoke damaged?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe his clothes.
Yeah, maybe
he
his
was
clothes.
fine.
All right. Shannon got an update. Live update.
So it doesn't officially, in what I can see here,
you're gonna have to pick her up upstairs.
Singing in that episode of Buffy, but he does in several interviews mention that prior to being an actor, he was a musician. He plays the piano and does sing. So
I'm going to say the fact that he is not officially credited in the episode means they've got a voiceover doing it, because otherwise it would 100% be listed as them as the voice.
Yeah,
but if
he was an actor, or he was a musician before he was an actor, playing the piano and writing songs. He was.
Yep. No, I'm going to put her upstairs.
Music.
Yeah, so like I think if you have actors in a show, I don't think you should have a musical episode if the actors in the show can't sing, or else you just make sure the storyline only centers around the 3 or 4 characters that can actually sing. Because Lauren Germain was in the dance and it didn't look like she could dance, or it didn't look like she could sing, but she wasn't in many other scenes where there was singing going on.
No, and they had Trixie sing Smile when it was a very Lauren focused scene. I mean, everything in there was about Lauren, and they had Trixie singing the voiceover. And I'm pretty sure Lauren is not a dancer, because the season 4 finale, they only used Dan and Ella from the main crew and Tom Ellis, and they're the ones that have the training. And obviously Lauren Germain was sitting at her desk. which was good use of her. It's like she was in there and she's like, you're in a good mood. And it worked. But yeah, I mean, it was painfully obvious that she didn't get a number. So I would agree with that.
I think they've ruined the Chloe character.
Well, I haven't been a big fan of Chloe for a long time, so
No, she's on our list, man. She's going on the list.
Oh, she's going on the list. Oh, yes. Susan and I have a list of dumbass characters that do dumbass things that we can't stand. Like
Elizabeth King.
Elizabeth King from the Blacklist, who's
Mitchell, who
always,
cries because he's a vampire and he's got to drink blood.
It's not good. No, what's her name from Labyrinth? She's in it.
Sarah
from Labyrinth, because she won't. I mean, who would say no to David Bowie? What is up with that? It's just no.
David Bowie.
Stupid.
I would.
Well, you're not a girl. Again, girls go on our list. All right, and then finally, the epitome of bad song decisions. I Dreamed a Dream. Why would they attempt that song after the Magicians? There's never going to be a version that beats the Magicians version, and this one didn't even try. It just showed us that God can't sing, and Tom Ellis was trying to carry it, and it did nothing to hide. I mean, this song, I love this song, love it.
Was Shannon Watts the Magicians?
No, I have not.
But you know
she
what?
Doesn't know that.
I will put the version of that up in the video. I've shared it on my page now, but I will put the version to the Magicians one that was randomly in an episode, and it was amazing. They did such a good job with it, and they did not do a good job with this. Susan, I bet you've got 100 other songs that God and Lucifer could have sung.
No, I've only one suggestion.
Right. We'll take one.
But it's like, if you're thinking about picking a song, you're on a show that's about God, and you're picking a musical song. Why would you not go for something from Jesus Christ Superstar? There's a song in there called Could We Start Again, Please? And it's basically about starting over. So God is trying to talk to Lucifer about starting over. So couldn't they have just sang that instead?
Well, they could have sang anything. Anything instead of that. Anything instead of that. All right, are we done with the musical episode? We all agree musical episode was a fail. It's not going to make it on any other. Yeah.
Yes. Agreed.
No. It's never going to make the list of any, and that's really sad, because that should be a gimme.
Move on. Nobody wants to talk about it.
All right, episode 11.
It shall not be talked about again, ever.
It's the episode that shall not be named.
That's right.
Yeah. Talking of,
it's like the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah. Resting Devil Face, which was episode 11. Talking of how well Lucifer normally uses music in the show, what better way to highlight everything that you did wrong in the episode before than starting the next episode with something epic? They had Lucifer and Amenadiel coming in down the stairs to the Imagine Dragons song, and they like kept going down and then pausing and having like a little bit of convo, and then the thing would start up and it would be all epically filmed. I mean, that's the stuff they're known for, and what a way to highlight how much they missed in this episode before by starting the show with that one. That was probably not their best decision.
It definitely does highlight the bad choices they made in the musical episode, because one of the things that Lucifer is well known for is having an epically placed song. Even in the last episode, we'll get onto that later on, there was just song after song after song that was played even in the last 10 minutes that were just epic, that beat that musical episode.
Now, do you think this is a Lucifer thing or a Netflix thing?
What?
The bad choice in music this season since they've taken it.
Well, no, it has to be the Lucifer thing, because the rest of the season had epic music in it. Like literally, they highlighted in the next episode, it was fantastic music. It was just the musical episode. The musical episode, they just lost the plot with the music. In fact, there's decent music playing in the musical episode when they're not singing. It's just the songs that they chose.
I think it was any time that they sang a song, it was a wrong song choice.
Yeah,
I agree. I think it was just a mess.
Is there somebody new on there picking songs? They should be fired.
I have no idea how they chose the songs for the musical, but I know they were all super hyped about it, and they were really they all love to do a musical thing, and up until now they've done really well with them. So I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Yeah,
don't know what happened. So we had a few good lines in Resting Devil Face. We had the one about don't want a flood, with God obviously not causing a flood, but this is where God explodes Dan and gives you what I call an Alan Ball moment. When you know damn well he didn't just explode that. Like, he's not going to stay exploded with blood everywhere.
That was so good, though.
But there was an. I know Susan didn't watch True Blood. She can get True Blood. Shannon, did you watch True Blood?
I did watch True Blood.
I thought you said you didn't watch it because you didn't like Jason. Because you said you said
no, I couldn't watch it the first time because the first time I watched it, I was horrified at seeing Vinny from Home and Away naked. So I was like, no, can't watch this. And then I went back a couple of years later and watched it. But I was traumatized from watching Vinny from Home and Away be naked.
I didn't know you actually watch it because I know I like to talk to you by sending like Jason in his underwear dancing in Lafayette's apartment.
That scene that I know you're talking about with Jessica.
Yes.
And Hoyt.
Yes.
That was like a.
That was in True Blood, and it's the first time Alan Ball had this crazy idea. And Jessica and Hoyt, and Jessica slams Hoyt into the sink and like smashes his face in and then kills him, and then she goes out. I think we sat there with our jaws on the floor. We were like, "Oh my god!" Because it wasn't out of the realm of possibility that things like that happened on the show, and then all of a sudden it was not real. And I mean, so instantly we're so used to that. But this is the closest I'd say to they had like to an Alan Ball moment.
Look, he's moving.
Okay, that's the one that's
he's come back to life.
No, that's the new one. We have Pineapple Bob over here that's moving, in case anyone's wondering what is going on. So
it wasn't moving during the show.
So yeah, it exploded. No, Dan exploded, and you know. Oh, I've got loads of notes down here.
Did anybody else like when Dan exploded?
They should have left him exploded.
Yeah.
Still a better way to go than he actually did.
Okay, fair enough.
So after he exploded, so yeah, God makes himself human. They said something about preacher, and I wondered if that was a nod to the preacher when they came up to the crime scene just before he found out God had decided to make himself human. They said something. They had someone yelling about like end of days or something, and it was very reminiscent of almost the season 1 finale when, well, actually early in season 1, where he was mad at the guy that was saying, "I've seen the devil, you're the devil," and then he showed him that actually he was the devil, and then that guy
on the street,
yeah, and it reminded me of that. And because they were making so many other episode references, I didn't know if that was a thing or not. I did like Ella talking to God, like because she didn't know, and I'd forgotten that she didn't know at that point. For some reason, I thought Ella had found out. I did like Ella and God in the lab. So anyone else with me on that one?
Yeah.
It was cute, and the brain freeze was cute. That didn't happen. All right, so they had Dan and Maze getting back, like doing their connection-y bit. I liked that. And what else did I? Greg liked the pip pip cheerio.
Dad? Did you just call me
I
Dad?
did. So obviously the Colonel, God gives away the sting. We actually cringed when he just kept talking at the sting and about being undercover and doing the, because he told the Colonel that he's like, "This is my son, he works with the police department." Oh no, you know. And the more he talked, the more it was like, oh my God, that was bad. But it all turned out all right. So here is the bit that we saw, the big scene in the gym. This is what Greg spotted. I was watching when they walked into the gym, there's all these posters on the back of the wall. And when they walked in, I was like, oh my God, that said Lieutenant Diablo. I said, that was another episode. Greg didn't see it, so I rewound it and paused it so I could point it out. And then as that's on the screen, Greg's like, wait, I think those are all episodes. All of the things in the background were episodes or references to previous episodes. So there's Holler Bay. Anyone want to have a guess? You try and guess, see if you can figure out what these were. I didn't get this one. Holler Bay. Nope. No. I thought it was the rapper that Chloe pretended to like when they were working with Trisha Helfner as mum, and they went undercover on the rapper and she did the little rap song. It wasn't. Holler Bay was actually the rapper that was possessed by Squee the Demon in Who's the New King of Hell. The guy that was on live, that was his name when he got married.
Season 4, episode 10.
Yeah. The roller derby. Greg spotted that one. The roller derby.
You skipped Lieutenant Diablo.
Well, I'm guessing they know what the Lieutenant Diablo was.
Okay.
You guys know what Lieutenant Diablo was?
I think so.
You should. It was a new one. That was when in season 5 when they went to the set and they had the stripper assistant working with Lieutenant Diablo, who was the cop.
Now I know it.
Yeah, so that was what that one was. The roller derby one, which was the sin bin, which
also known as roller derby.
Yeah, derby one, roller
derby,
whatever. Bobby Lowe. We could not figure out what Bobby Lowe was. I had to Google that one. Do you guys want to take a guess? That was pretty obscure. That was pretty out there for them to put that one up there. It was actually the one with the baby carrot, which is season 3, episode 2, where they had the comedian that was stealing the jokes with the puppets that were on the set. I guess his name, the comedian's name, was Bobby Lowe. Didn't get that one. Top Meat. You remember the Top Meat app? No. Okay.
No.
Top Meat was the one where Chloe does Lucifer. It was an exclusive dating app that Lucifer thought he'd just get in on, but then the guy was like, oh no, Chloe's exactly the sort of person that we want on the app. So she went to the bar and she was trying to pretend to be all cool and suave, and she had the little earpiece in, and they called it Chloe does Lucifer. Okay. Xara. That was an obscure one. I was like, I have no idea what the hell that is. She was the singer in season 3, episode 17, that ended up going and staying at Lucifer's club, and they thought they were trying to assassinate her, and she sang I Will Survive in the club, and her and Lucifer had like the little mic off. I did not know her name was Xara. Apparently it is. And The Cabin. The Cabin was the reality show one, like Survivor, and that was up in there. So so those were all the little things that I got from that one. Trixie went to see Linda. It was kind of fun to see Trixie with Linda. We haven't seen them interact much. Anytime Trixie, I do like Trixie for the most part, although I don't think she was used very well this season.
No, she's grown up a lot.
Yeah, she has, but I mean, she still had a really good interaction with God. Like, she was running away and God was at the station and God gave her the donut, which had the cereal bits on.
Yes, the cereal donut.
We were arguing over that when it came up because Trixie gave him a sandwich and God gave Trixie the cereal donut, which Greg said was not the cereal donut that had been mentioned before. I was like, it was a cereal donut. You got it out of the bag. It's a donut with cereals on it. You can see the cereal. It was.
She sent a picture.
I took a picture and sent it to him. So cereal donut.
Can I show it?
Yeah.
It's a picture from the show. Is that allowed?
Yeah.
Are we gonna get banned?
Who cares at this point?
Who gives a crap? Is mom doing something? I'm guessing Emma's texting you.
Well, I don't. I have my stuff off.
This one. Oh, you see that? That's
I like that bit. I like that bit with the scene between the two of them.
I did. I thought that was really well done. And then with Maze as well. But yeah, this is what happens. I said Greg pictures of it. I was right. Susan remembers I was right. Up at the top of the screen. Yeah, I really liked that. You hell no, did you hell no me? You the hell yeah. But yeah, I like that. I think that was good for the whole scene. God and Trixie, and then God and Maze. I like their interaction. The fact that Maze had followed him and hadn't attempted to kill him, even though she could have. But we all knew. I mean, come on. Does anyone really think that it hasn't been pointed to the fact that Maze has been growing a soul that whole time? Really? I mean, I would say she'd had a soul. You first saw it, I'd say right from when Trixie went into the bar in season 1. And you saw her whole demeanor change when Trixie said, this is my friend. And then she was like, I don't know, what's your name? And she's like, you can call me Maze. And Chloe says, thanks, Maze. And Maze is like, I didn't say you can call me Maze.
Okay.
So I think it's sort of grown from there. And then obviously you got to see Maze and Devil Face when she was doing the Halloween thing with Trixie. We've seen lots of insights. I'd say most of the growth has been with Trixie.
And she was very emotional with that too. So I think she's already got a soul at that point.
Yeah, I mean, when she went to see God, she was really upset.
No. When she showed her true face to Trixie. Yeah. And Trixie was like, cool. And she was
like relieved. Yeah, because someone accepted it for her. But that's why I said, I think it came from season 1. I think that was the moment that was all put into play. But I also think that meant that they gave him a real cop out for the ring that was meant to be the big deal with the soul, but whatever. And the last thing I got to mention from that one, back to True Blood. Dan's like, so smite me. All I could hear was Jason in the back of the truck going, smite me, mother. But at first he didn't know what smite me was. He was like, what? What was I supposed to say? No? Okay. Moving on. All right. I don't want to talk about this episode a lot because I thought it was a waste of time. Daniel Espinosa.
Well, you talked about the musical one a lot.
Yeah, but there was a lot to say about that. I feel that this was Daniel Espinosa, Naked and Afraid, episode 12.
It was like they just decided to give him an episode knowing he was going to die.
Yes, like with Maze when they did. They had that Maze-centric one where she was about to go. It's like, oh, we haven't done a Dan-centric episode. Well, because we don't want to watch a Dan-centric episode. No. The only fun thing was they did have lots of nods back to Dan and Maze, like when they killed the Russians and all of that. And I thought that was really good. And I recognized the improv. And I should have caught at that point because I said to Greg, I don't understand why the improv guys are going to be randomly driving through the desert. I was like, that's really weird because those are the improv guys from before. And Greg's like, and we still didn't put it together. Like, even as this is going on, and then once you know what's going on, it's really obvious that you should have caught on to that much, much sooner. For the amount of TV, did either of you guys catch it?
No, I didn't.
I mean, to me, it wasn't literally until they were pretty much all dead on the floor that I was like, this probably isn't right.
I didn't know what was going on.
I'll be honest, that episode was really kind of annoying and boring for me, so I spent half the episode watching TikTok in the background.
I mean, I can get that. There was a nod to Ella and the fact that she is writing a book about how she talks to ghosts. I don't know if they forget that they never aired that episode originally, and it was only put up as an extra one. There was the nod to Ella and her talking to ghosts. There was a really obvious fake gun. Did you guys see the really obvious fake gun that the improv guys had? With the
little orange thing on the end.
Yeah, to let everybody know that it was a fake gun. And then they all started actually shooting. That was really confusing. I'm like, hold on, that guy had a fake gun, and yet everybody's shooting people, and they're falling down dead.
With special bullets.
That Helsing bullets.
That whole episode was a little special.
It was. It was
like a filler episode.
Yeah, it was like they wanted to make sure that Dan had just as much airtime overall in the season as everyone else. They were
maybe it was in the contract.
No, I think
to die off, and they're like, I'm contracted to be in this many episodes,
this many hours,
or this many hours.
I think the whole point of that episode was, I mean, Lucifer said it was to get him back because Dan shot him. But I thought the whole point of the episode was to get closure for Dan so that he wouldn't feel guilty. So then when they killed him off, he'd go to heaven. Because I thought that was what I took away from the whole point of that. I thought, oh, that was a really long-winded way to give Dan closure if they ever kill him off.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a way that they were trying to say, oh, we've given him this episode. He's come out at the end of it. He hasn't died. So he's not the one that's going to die.
See, I didn't know anyone was destined to die because I literally read and didn't watch any trailers or spoilers or anything. So I had no idea, which is probably why I was really confused by this whole episode. I was just like, and all I kept thinking is, why don't you just call Maze? Like at the beginning, they just call Maze. When everything was going wrong, why aren't you calling Maze? Maze would just fix this in a heartbeat.
He's not exactly a great detective. So why did they send him on as Todd?
He's a douche.
Yes.
Yes.
Although I did like the bike scene when they went into the bike, and it wasn't a motorbike store, it was like
bicycles.
That was so funny and so unexpected for it all to be bicycles. And Lucifer was like, well, yeah, I guess I'm buying a bicycle, and then spun this whole story. And I mean, it's funnier when you realize that he obviously knew that already, but it seemed like he was spinning.
See, that was a time for a Queen song. I want to ride my bicycle.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to move on from that one because that was kind of
Yeah.
It was. Okay. I'm just not a fan. I mean, the musical episode was bad and needed a lot of explanation as to why it was bad, because I know a lot of people really like it, so they need to know why they're wrong. But that one, I think everyone could, because they're wrong. All right, season 5, episode 13, A Little Harmless Stalking. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this was kind of a filler. The only really good standout bit for me, I did not know that Eve was coming back this season. And when they had the fight, when Maze was fighting, and as we know now, it was Eve that was fighting, and she looked amazing. I mean, she looked so tiny and really toned. When they zoomed in on her eyes, I thought it was my girl from The Brave, because that's who it looked like. My girl from The Brave, who's now in 911 Lone Star. I thought it was her. And then when they I thought that was a really good reveal. For someone like us that we had no idea she was coming back in. I was like, oh my God, that's Eve. Mm-hmm. But the main thing I want to talk about from this episode is another thing that I think is a really big plot point. When Eve almost dies, and let me say, I was absolutely petrified that they were going to kill her off. I thought she was going to die. Really thought she was going to die.
We get it.
That guy Clive that she was fighting was pretty obviously not human. I mean, he had super strength and like he was, and then this never came up again. Never came up again, despite the fact that Lucifer then came up. Like,
no, it did come up again when he started kicking Lucifer's ass.
No, that was somebody else that kicked Lucifer's ass.
But they had something.
They did, but this guy didn't have that. And then they never mentioned this again. And even when Lucifer said, "Hey, have you heard about this?" Is in a later episode. He said to Maze, "Have you heard about?"
He had the amenity of super strength thing.
Yeah, the necklace.
Yeah, the necklace.
But even when that came up later on, Lucifer said to Maze, "Hey, you know, have you heard about any demons being up here?" And she's like, "No." He's like, "Well, I came across something with super strength." And she was like, "Huh, not heard anything." He's like, "You literally just fooled someone and saved Eve's life and then bashed the hell out of that other guy." Mm-hmm. And then he never came up again. And it's like, well, he didn't have the piece of the God sword.
Mm-hmm. The God sword?
Yeah, the flaming sword. It's the God sword. So open the gates of heaven and whatever.
Okay. Yep.
Does anyone know? Ollie David, does anyone know? Is it not called the God sword? The flaming sword. Whatever.
Yeah.
God sword. So, and then obviously Maze tries to give Eve the ring and she won't take it, which I thought at that point she was setting it up to give, like she could give back to Lucifer to give to Chloe. And this was of course the episode where Lucifer decided he was going to be God. Dumbest plot point ever. It's a whole other
thoughts.
Mel is going to hate this, but I have an unpopular opinion. Eve, she's on the list.
Oh my God, no, I love Eve.
I like the actress. I just hate what they did. Oh my God,
no! I love her.
I think she should. I never agree with Susan on that. As far as the show, she should have took the ring. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, she's just saying Eve in general is annoying to her.
Yeah, I think because Maze is such a badass, she needs somebody like that as well, rather than she just.
But I think the whole point is. No, because the whole point was in season 4 when she came back, she's obviously not a good girl. She was doing all these bad things with Lucifer, and Eve's biggest problem is she didn't recognize soon enough that Maze was in love with her. She was so hung up on the whole Lucifer thing. No, I got to do. I know actually your opinion is the more popular opinion. Most people I know are not fans of Eve, the character in general. I just happen to love. I think she's awesome, and for me, it really sealed the deal when Trixie was interrogating her in season 4, and then the bad guys came in to kill Lucifer, and her first instinct was like she threw Trixie behind her, even though she would have died. And to me, that said a lot about her character, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going for that, because you know what, Maze would have done the same damn thing. Maze loves that little girl.
Yeah.
So,
Shannon, thoughts?
Shannon. Jenna's like, why did I agree to this?
What are we talking about?
Parts of her character arc annoy me, but I do see redeeming qualities with her in reference to Trixie, for example. But overall, I kind of find her a little bit whiny.
I will agree with that.
You can all be wrong.
No, I will agree. She is a bit whiny, but I do like her character, but she is a bit whiny.
Well, she was.
Do you know who she'd be perfect with? Michael
Mitchell.
Oh, how? Oh, both of you.
Whiny little.
Yep.
There you go.
Moving on. Episode 14, Nothing Lasts Forever. I did like that they said angels had more opinions than Twitter. I thought that was really funny. And the dad joke with the yes, I'm practicing, even though I'm not on board for the whole Lucifer God thing. I did think they did a very interesting twist on Gabrielle having her as a woman and saying
the
angel of gossip. Her like official title was the angel of gossip. And
I like that.
when you think about the whole religious aspects and the fact that Gabriel is the one that was known to have come down and told Mary that she's having like the son of God and all blah blah blah. I thought that was really funny. She's the angel of gossip and she can sort of know everything. I thought that was funny. On another side though, I found her character very irritating. There's a character that I found very irritating. I did like the LARPing in the park with all the angels down. I just think it's LA. No one's even going to notice that all these angels are in that park.
Yeah, that was very good.
And the cookout, although I will say, they kind of just proved that these angels can bop up and down as they feel like it, other than Lucifer, who's not allowed to. So I don't know why everything else is suddenly a big deal. And that we'll come to that in the end when we're talking about the finale episode. But they've opened a whole lot of points that don't quite work. And I don't know why, because they've had plenty of time to work out what they're doing with this stuff. They had some weird angels, like the ones I hadn't heard of, Zadkiel. Oh,
we Googled some of those.
We did. That Zadkiel is actually officially the angel of righteousness. Greg was in charge of Googling all of these because we were quite a bit obsessed with it there for a bit. I will say we didn't talk about in the dinner party episode, I forgot to mention, I did think it was funny when they kept saying Samael and then he called Michael, and he called God out. He's like, I'm pretty sure if you had twins, you wanted them to have rhyming names. I thought that was funny. Go way flashback thing. We had Ella in therapy. I guess Ella's been going through a lot that we haven't got to see. So we did get to hear a bit more about her backstory and the fact that she feels that she's very dark inside. So yeah. The fact that Michael was making God self-actualize his issues. This self-actualizing has become a real thing, I guess, in the show. They introduced it right back when Amenadiel originally lost all of his powers, and then they deemed that was all self-actualized, and then that's their argument for why Lucifer was getting injured around Chloe, and then he wasn't. Although it doesn't account for the fact that sometimes he'd be in a fight and he wouldn't know that she was there, and then all of a sudden he was vulnerable, and then he was like, "Oh, the detective must be near." Well, you're not psychic, and you don't know that she's near, so that self-actualizing doesn't quite work. But nice try. What else we got? The Chinese fighting scene. Did you get the reference back for that one? You must remember that scene. Even Greg remembered that scene. They fought with the Chinese fighting with the blades and everything. They fought there before, and Maze was the champion. Maze took on like their champion and was fighting, and it was in. Greg just knocked over all the stuff from the show.
A hat fell
with all the pieces of paper in it.
A hat.
But that is season 2. That is an amazing scene. Maze fighting, and I know Leslie Ann Brandt trained really hard for that. So it was nice to see like the callbacks to that. I thought that was really fun. Although we did catch a Tom Ellis stand-in the fight scene.
Yep. The back of his head, if you pause it, it's clearly not him.
And I don't know why. I'm always obsessed with watching when they do the fight scenes in that, because I know Leslie Ann Brandt trains really hard and does most of her own fight choreography. And I know Tom Ellis does a lot of training, but there was this one thing, and I was like, oh my God, that wasn't Tom. And then I had to rewind it and make Greg watch and say, wasn't Tom.
Wasn't.
You can imagine it's really fun watching TV with me. Can you imagine? This is what Greg has to deal with all the time. So
this is why I tune out a lot.
Yeah. So Maze gave Lucifer the ring back and said she wants to be Queen of Hell. Mazza Queen, I loved that. I thought that was epic. Right there, you trying to get the notes?
No, it's that Daddy
Morningstar.
I thought that's Daddy Mayonnaise. I'm like, what is that? Daddy Mayonnaise. Daddy
Morningstar. Well, God.
Your
Daddy
scribble
Morningstar.
Looks like mayonnaise.
Okay.
Mayonnaise. Okay, sorry.
So yeah, Mazza Queen. What did we think of the Mazza Queen and Mazza Queen going to take over hell? I'm game for that.
She deserves
I loved the thing that she had, the outfit when she was.
Come on, you did not.
I did.
No.
You know, I was like, such a good cosplay
no.
with the bones, even though the Tom, like Lucifer's like, you look like a xylophone.
That was terrible.
I love that with the crowd.
It was just so bad. It was like typical what you would picture a demon wearing, and she had it on her as if this is what it should look like.
If you went to Spirit Halloween and looked up Queen of Hell costumes, that's pretty much what will be there in the bag for $49.99 on the shelf. So
it's like she scoured Amazon for bits
yeah.
of everything together.
And it looked epic. It looked like it was all real bone and everything on the internet. And then when she got it was like styrofoam. Yeah. All right, we've got to talk about the elephant in the room from this episode. Nothing lasts forever, which is where they bring Mum back from the other dimension. Are you kidding me with this stupid ass logic? When she,
I don't think it was logical.
No, it wasn't, because they literally, when she went off to the other dimension,
Van Helsing rules.
Well, that shouldn't ever be allowed. So here we are, and they're going off to, you know, at the end of, I think it was season 3, that she goes off into the other dimension, and that's it. She's in the other dimension, and if she comes back, it's gonna, you know, ruin everything. And I noticed she came back in Charlotte's body, even though Charlotte's body is dead in the ground, and you know, Charlotte's soul is up in heaven. I'm guessing they're going with this is how she imagines her visage now, and so that's how it becomes, aka we really wanted Trisha Hefner to come back for an episode, and this is how I made it happen. And then they're standing there and she's like, we've only got the juice for one more trip back, and that's final. So well, where did you get the juice for this trip? It's like just magic juice just appeared for one trip. That was all a little bit pathetic, and now God's going to be off there too without giving over his powers. So I was a bit about that.
Yeah.
It
just seemed like it was kind of, this is what we needed to do, or this is what we wanted to do, but it made no logical sense. Because at least with, like, what was it with in Supernatural, when you had Chuck and the Darkness, they were like one half of each other, but when they had to be around each other in order for the universe to stay level.
Yeah, until they didn't have to be around each other.
Yeah, but there needed to be a valid reason why God and the mother could go away, but they didn't give us
without announcing who was going to take over or anything else,
or without the universe imploding,
right?
Because God wasn't there to, and like they were still deciding at that stage who was going to be God, so none of them had the juice in order to be able to hold the universe up.
Well, they'd already decided that God was just like, well, no, hell doesn't need a warden now, even though that was a huge deal for the first 4 seasons. Huge deal. Well, first part of season 5 as well, because when Lucifer first came up, Amenadiel went down to take over for him at the beginning of season 5. So it was recently that, and now all of a sudden it's like, no, he doesn't need it now. Oh, okay. Why? Because I've deemed it so. I mean, I guess as God, he can just deem it so. You want to, but it was a bit of a cop out. I mean, the writer's just like, we just have God say it. Then that is it.
So it was like, we need everything to be balanced up until the end of season 4, and now we just don't care whether everything's balanced or not.
Because like Mel said, just like True Blood with Suki and her fairy duct tape. Okay. So season 15, episode 15. Is this really how it's going to end? Well, obviously not, because there's at least one more episode and a whole other season. But I don't know. This episode I had a lot of issues with. I had a lot of issues with Lucifer and the cold read by the psychics, and the fact that he was all about that. I feel that in any other season, Lucifer would have been like, these psychics are all rubbish. And yet suddenly he was all like, oh, and Chloe's like, are you kidding me? Yeah. And it was really bad cold reading as well. I mean, it wasn't even an attempt at a psychic reality. It was just like, ugh. So that was rubbish. Did learn a new word though. We learned that enophile is a wine connoisseur, because I didn't know what that word was, and so I made Greg look it up. On the phone, they had a text message come through, and techies forgot to put the message on it.
It was a blank screen.
It was a blank screen. When he showed them, it was like a blank screen. And
anybody see that?
I particularly noticed that because for a promo for one of Susan's things that's upcoming, I have a blank phone image to fill my own stuff in on that I got. And I was like, that was a blank phone image. The text forgot to put the texting on there. And I always look at the text because it always bothers me.
And they showed it. It was just a white
blank screen. But I always look at the text messages because it always bothers me that these people, they must either all clear their messages all the time, but they only ever have like the conversation that they're having. You look at my phone, it's like billions of things. I don't delete anything. It's like loads of messages. You don't just have like the one little conversation.
No.
So
it's like that. Like you have messages, not just one.
I did like that they had a dig at Fox because they were talking about Foxy and they're like, good luck with that. I thought, yeah, I'm always game for a dig at Fox because they suck. I did think it was a little on the nose having Trixie and Dan have their little moment with the chocolate cake. Looking back, that should have been a really huge indicator. That
Lucifer and Trixie had the moment with cake, didn't they?
They did, but Dan, it was a big thing with Dan. He bribed Trixie with chocolate cake after Maze dumped him at her house naked. At Chloe's house naked. Yeah. So there was a whole big about, but I just felt that them sitting there, it felt very contrived. We've had no Dan Trixie time together, and then here they are playing games and everything. It's like they want to make sure we know Dan's a good dad. Dan spends time with Trixie and whatever, and I don't know.
Then you're dead.
Yeah. I did think it was funny that Amenadiel wants to be a cop, and they said, well, so you'd have like an angel and a detective solving crimes. I thought, yeah, that's pretty funny because obviously Chloe and Lucifer are the angel and detective solving crimes. Do you guys watch Top Chef?
No.
Michael Portaggio was actually the Top Chef winner, and he's a douchebag in real life, and he beat his brother, which is really funny because Michael, obviously Lucifer's brother's Michael, so I thought it was really funny that they brought him back and they made reference to the fact that he wasn't a particularly good guy. He's really, really competitive, and he beat out his brother, and then his brother came back to compete a few seasons later without him, and then had his brother came in to like help for something, and I was like, oh my god, you can't win now because everyone thinks it's because your brother did it. But the Voltaggio boys were pretty big in Top Chef, but obviously I'm on my own, so whatever. So we had TJ with his superpower, which ended up being Amenadiel's little thing. I don't think any person in the world remembered that Caleb Mayfield was the kid that died when Lucifer was looking, when Amenadiel was looking to be a dad, and he was like helping that kid with the drug dealing ring and in the school and that, and then he thought he'd saved him and dealt with everything, and then he ended up dead.
I remember that.
I remembered that, but I did not remember that was his name because they're like Caleb Mayfield. I'm like, what does it do with this Caleb Mayfield? I don't remember that at all. And obviously that's who that was. But they met TJ, who had the superpower, same as Maze's enemy, Clive, that he was fighting, and there was no reference to that at all. So I don't know if maybe that was meant to be a thing, and then it didn't end up becoming a thing.
Or maybe it will become a thing.
That would be really annoying. Because they've dealt with it now, so they can't make it a thing now. Oh god, they're going to make it.
Won't.
They're going to make it a thing.
They're failing at lots of stuff.
Now you have manifested that into the universe. It's going to happen.
No, you shut your mouth.
If this happens now,
no, that was Shannon that said that.
No, Susan.
It was not me.
It was Susan said it.
No, she said.
And then Shannon said Susan's manifested it.
Oh well, shame on all of you.
So there was that. Maze's Halloween costume. Oh, well, I've got a note about that.
Who's Chad?
Who's Chad?
Who's Chad?
I don't know.
So what?
Suddenly down to Zadkiel's vote. Zadkiel's the most annoying person on there.
Who's Chad?
I don't know. I've got Hughes. Obviously,
who's Chad? Question mark. You don't even know who's Chad.
No, I don't.
Who's Chad?
These are notes, Simon. This is why I tell you. Sometimes I write these down because it occurs to me in the moment, and then I don't really care about it.
Do we know who Chad is?
Oh my god. No one knows who Chad is. I mean, pretty obvious.
You didn't ask them. You just have it on a piece of paper.
You said who's Chad?
Who's Chad? Anybody know who Chad is?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
I tried Googling it and it doesn't come up.
Okay.
So Chad is irrelevant.
Yeah, probably.
Goodbye, Chad.
It came down to Zadkiel's vote to who was going to be God. That was really a pointless. Why did you even bring this up? Because obviously it didn't come down to Zadkiel's vote. Because as they proved in the next episode, there was a whole bunch of votes they needed. So they're saying it all comes down to him. We didn't all come down to him, so that was rubbish. And obviously, Vincent was Chuck from Supernatural. I thought that they really underutilized him in this. I mean, there was very little, other than the fact that he killed Dan. He didn't really do very much. He was barely on screen. And then Lucifer said something to him. And I don't know what it was. Even with the subtitles on, they did not say what it was that he said to Vincent, and I want to know.
They could have done so much more with Rob Benedict. Like, they could have had him just turn around and make an off-the-cuff remark, and like, I could have been God.
Yes.
And every Supernatural fan would have been like, yes, you could have.
Yes. But yeah, they definitely could have done more with Rob Benedict. That was a lot of missed opportunities. And they'd already made Supernatural references. I mean, right back when they were trying to name Charlie, they threw out that maybe Jack would be a good name. If that wasn't a Supernatural reference, I don't know what was. Because obviously Jack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously Dan got killed. And they really blindsided.
Or Jack from Van Helsing. That could have been a shout out.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it could have been.
It was literally an angel baby. It was not. It was a Nephilim. He's a Nephilim.
I don't care.
Angel and a human's Nephilim.
Jack was a Van Helsing.
Nothing to do with Supernatural.
They're important too.
They're not.
They are.
So Dan dying was actually a bit of a blindside to me. Even with everything that, I guess now it's pretty obvious when we look back and you had the Dan episode and everything else. But when he got shot, and then I will say kudos to them for not just shooting him once, which he probably could have survived. I mean, I always think, why do these bad guys only shoot once and then just leave it? They drop down.
They made sure
they were
DED dead.
Yeah, so he was dead. And I didn't find it sad when he died, but oh my God, Maze and Trixie at the hospital, that was when I lost it. Maze at the hospital, Trixie at the hospital, when Trixie was begging Lucifer to tell her the truth. Yeah. That was what got me. I was really like, up until then it hadn't upset, and then Greg was like, are you crying over Dan? I'm like, no, I'm crying because Maze and Trixie are devastated.
Yeah, I don't care about Dan.
Yeah, but no. Maze at the hospital, that was just heartbreaking. 100%. And then we get to the finale.
Oh my goodness, a whole other page.
You know, all I could think about at the hospital scene was how the hell did Trixie get to the hospital? Yeah. She just walked in on her pod.
That was really good point, because everyone was there. There was no one to have got her. Linda was there.
No, somebody came in with her. Somebody came in with her through the door. Yes.
I'm gonna have to watch that back now. Was it a policeman? Did someone go pick her up? Maybe.
I'm pretty sure someone came through that door.
It was definitely not one of the main people, because the Menadil, Linda, Maze, Lucifer, Chloe, they were all in the waiting room already. And then Trixie walked in.
It's going to bother me.
So, season 5, episode 16, the finale, I guess was meant to be the original finale, like done. When season 5 was picked up by Netflix, they were originally going to have 10 episodes and that was going to be done. And then the writers went to Netflix and said, hey, it's really going to be a rush to put this in 10 episodes. We need 13. And they're like, you can have 16. And so really they should have had this nailed down at this point. And instead they're like, we're going to have a whole nother season. Even though Joe Henderson said up and down, there is not going to be a season 6. Stop tagging me and stuff about season 6. There's going to be no season 6. And after I preached that for about 6 months, put loads of posts up about it, they went, oh, there is going to be a season 6. Which is crap. There should be a season 6. All right, finale.
Your all powerful words.
Look, if I had the power over TV things, life would be a lot better and a lot quieter.
I don't believe that.
Well, it's true. So, all right.
There would be a lot more musical episodes, and that would be fun.
So, right at the beginning, Michael, they say, has assembled the flaming sword, and I thought he was going to stab Gabrielle. Like when she gave him the pieces, now I really expected him to just like stab her and off her, like right in that moment, because she got too much information. Do you have the note, Susan? Is that right, Shannon?
A cop escorts Trixie.
Okay.
It was a cop.
So it was a cop. All right.
A female cop.
All right. Fair game. Fair enough.
And I knew somebody came through the door behind her.
It's for like a split second. The cop basically opens the door, pushes her in, shuts the door behind her, kind of a thing.
You'll see.
Okay.
All right. So Michael's got the flaming sword. Here's one of my big issues. We see God banish Michael from Earth earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
And he's banished. But he can just come back as he feels like, and that's okay. I don't know why nobody called him out on that.
God is gone. Banishment is lifted.
Says who? Says what? Said because it is? Because they've decided it is?
I've decided it is.
Oh, okay. Well, Susan
No, that was before God left.
No, it wasn't. God left 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
We even discussed that because it was the rip in the time and Trisha Helfner went with him.
When he banished him, and then that same episode, wasn't he at the bar with Maze talking?
Yes, and Maze said, I thought you'd be running. And he's like, I am going, but I wanted to say goodbye to you first. And then he said, it's not over.
And God had already left then?
No.
Exactly. So God's not gone.
No, that was ages ago. You're getting your episodes on me, even with them on track and written down. That was way back, right at family dinner. He banished him. When God was like, I'm going to stay here for a while. He's like, I'm going to banish Michael. You got to go away. You can't be on Earth anymore. I'm staying here.
But that
got
same
go.
episode.
No. Yeah, that same episode 1, he went to the bar.
After he's banished, he should have been gone.
Right. And that's why May said to him, I thought you'd be running because he'd been banished. And he's like, I'm going. And he did. He went back up to heaven. And that's where he was like rallying all the angels and everything and get Gabby on his side to go and do all this other stuff.
Anyway, he said he was banished and he was at the bar having a drink.
But he came back. Yeah. And it's all just whatever with the banished thing. That is a big plot hole to me, the whole banishment thing.
Well, it is. It's absolutely a plot hole because if he's been banished back to heaven and he's not supposed to be allowed on Earth, but he comes back whenever he feels like it, why can't Lucifer, if the banishment doesn't hold, why can't Lucifer go up?
Well, the argument behind that, which I'm not 100% sure I agree with, is that if Lucifer has it in his head that if he returns to heaven, he will be burnt into nothingness, and angels self-actualize. So if Lucifer really believes that in his entire being, that if he goes up to heaven, he will burn up, then he's going to burn up.
Rubbish.
I mean, it's rubbish, yeah, but
rubbish.
That's what they say. I will say before they went to the funeral and everything, Maze in the t-shirt, the NSYNC t-shirt, that was heartbreaking. Seeing Maze lose it like that was really hard to. I mean, great acting by Leslie Ann Brown, and I mean the t-shirt was really funny, and the fact that she held it up, she's like, I still don't know how he fit in this. I thought that was really good.
That's where I lost it, when in the apartment, when she just completely breaks. That's what did it for me.
Yeah, I thought that was.
You cried too?
No,
I sobbed.
Yeah.
They all had the ice pick. No, Susan's like, I didn't.
Good for you. Me neither. The crybabies around here.
Gosh.
So they showed the ice pick. I wonder if that's a throwback to season 2. Sometimes I read these things into it myself, though. But obviously, Trisha Helpner's character Charlotte was originally killed with an ice pick in the back of the neck in season 2. Okay, I remember weird things. Anyway. Okay, so Remy arrives at the apartment. I was kind of sad to see Remy die because she was very principled, but although she was very principled, she was very much like, okay, well, like when Amenadiel beat her, she's like, okay, I bow to that and I accept it. And then she decided she was going to like go in with Lucifer because he was a better option than Michael. She's like, I don't really like it, but Amenadiel's backing you. I trust him and I hate Michael. So then she falls down dead and Lucifer checks for a pulse. It's like, why? You actually called that. You're like, is he checking for a pulse? I'm like, yeah. So I did think it was kind of sad that when the angels die, they don't do something like in Supernatural, because with all the money they've got for special effects, they really could have had like the angel wings and that on the floor behind her. Just personal preference. There was a line about hitting an emu with a car for my clothes. And obviously, having watched the show today, that was a lot funnier to us because there was an emu in my backyard. So, but it wasn't a reference to anything else. I just wrote it down because it was funny because it was an emu. For some reason, I thought the Appletini in the first one was red. When we first met Eve, watch it back? I did watch it back and it was not. It was green. But for some reason, I remembered it as being red. And I thought that was a change. And I actually noticed when I watched it back, always green.
Nope. Green apple.
I did like the Lucifer cosplay of Michael. I thought that was clever when he got Ella involved and he did like the thing and he didn't want to kill the human. I was like, And then I think he should just kill the human, really, isn't he? They had you have to risk falling if you want to cry. I guess that's a Nightwing line from something, but I don't know what it's from. So I just pointed it. They called Maisie's blades. One of them was called Mr. Stabby. Anyone want to think what I think that's a reference to?
Buffy.
Yay! Buffy.
Mr. Pointy. Yeah.
Mr. Pointy.
I'm pretty sure that was Mr. Pointy.
Buffy.
Yeah.
Mr. Stabby.
Yeah. So I didn't talk about the funeral. Do either of you guys want to talk about the funeral? I thought the funeral was crap. I was not amused by the whole funeral thing. And I know Susan was like done when they sung at the funeral. They're like, why are they singing? And why are they singing this?
Why are they singing that
they
song?
They should have sang "Oh Danny Boy."
They could have sang "Time to Say Goodbye." But do you know what I was wondering? And it's just these weird things that I noticed. It's like when we're watching shows, I'm like, who's minding the kids? They have animals. They're gone on holidays. Where did the animals go? What I was wondering was,
Mel's gone to you too, huh?
Yeah, where the hell was Chloe's mom and Dan's parents? Because they were mentioned the scene later that Trixie was with the parents, but they weren't at the goddamn funeral. But there was some dude that was going to ask Ella out, showed up randomly. Just because it was a cop thing, but there was no parents there. But all the parents weren't there. I was like, why weren't they there?
And they had Chloe's. They'd already made so many references through the other seasons how Chloe's mom and Dan were really close, and Chloe's mom always thought they'd get back together, and they had a really good relationship. I mean, when they had the episode Pops and they were going to have the dinner, Chloe even asked Dan to come because he's like, you're a buffer between me and my mom. And it's not that they couldn't get the actress because they were trying to set her up with God. So I mean, the actress was around and on set and everything, and then she wasn't. Yeah, I'm with you on that. She wasn't at the funeral.
It was like that the parents in it didn't care about Dan just as much as none of us did. Is that about her?
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Oh my god.
Love it. I love it. That is really, really funny. Really funny. But yeah, so we had that. And then they went to the Memorial Coliseum for the big fight out. I mean, I did like the arena. I thought the arena was good. I did think it was really funny that he asked Michael if winter was coming with that god-awful Game of Thrones knockoff outfit.
Yeah.
Like, what do you look like? Dude, what? What even is that?
I couldn't understand beforehand. And it was only when the end came up, I was saying for the whole thing, I was like going, okay, so Maze gave Lucifer the immortality ring. Yeah. And then Chloe came up and was like, oh no, I'm not going to stay at home. I'm going to go and I'm going to fight. Why did they not give her the ring there and then? He had it on his hand. Did he forget it was there?
What was that Chloe impression again?
I love that. I love
it. You got to do that over and over.
I don't even know what I did.
I thought I'll clip it and loop
clip
it.
And loop it.
Yep.
All right. So that was a big issue.
Maybe that's why Shannon's not talking so much. She doesn't want to be in the outtakes.
You go with them.
There you go. Yep.
That was a big issue. That whole ring was a big issue. They've been dragging on this ring, harping on about this ring, like right back from when it was the whole big deal and Maze was mad because Lucifer was dealing with his mum and then he gave up the ring and he had the ring. And I always thought he was going to give it to Chloe and he didn't. But I will say what the fork end of that means cracks me up. I don't know if you guys watched The Good Place, but that was 100% a Good Place reference.
With the fork.
Love that show.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the only good thing about that scene was when they came out and then they started shooting and those bullets were made from the demon blade. I'm like, yes! Oh my God, that's epic! But why are you shooting the two nobody angels in the sky and put a bullet between Michael's eyes and then we'll be done? Like, dude, what is with that?
Yep.
If they had just hit Michael out there and then, that would have been it. Everyone would have gone, oh, he's dead.
Okay.
But you know what? I would have given the show huge props for that if they'd done that, because that would have been such a turn from the normal stuff. If they had done that, I would have been like, yes, finally, someone just like, yeah, Baghdad, done. So they had the bus crash at the beginning, which is where they got the demon army from, which basically did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That whole big fight, you've got all these big fights set up, and they didn't really do any fighting. Because they paid all that money for all of that, and then they didn't really do any fighting, so that was a letdown. And they didn't shoot Michael. And then, all right, here's where I'm going to go off and... Oh, is that him?
No, my phone's not unlocked.
Yeah. All right, so here's where I'm going to really lose it, because that whole ring bit about killed me. So Chloe's dead, and she goes to heaven. And Lucifer, in his infinite wisdom, decides he's going to go up and get her, even though he's going to burn up. So he's got the ring on. And he goes up to heaven, and he makes it into heaven, and he doesn't catch on fire. It's like, okay, I'll give you that because the ring gives him immortality. So I'm guessing it overpowers his self-actualization of the whatever, him burning up when he goes into heaven. So he gets there, and there's the dude from the hell loop to meet him. So I'm like, okay, so that's obviously to let you know. The only reason he's there, I 100% guarantee, is because that shows you that Dan can get out of hell. It's the only reason to have someone from hell up there to meet Lucifer in heaven. And he's like, dude, you helped me, and now I'm going to help you. And apparently you just have to open the door. Cop out. So anyway, Lucifer's up there, and you get to see Chloe and her dad, and they're chit-chatting and everything and going over stuff. Fun fact, did you know that Chloe's dad is actually played by Leslie Ann Brandt's husband in real life?
I knew he looked familiar.
Yeah, it's Leslie Ann Brandt's husband. Kind of weird. Played Chloe's dad. But yeah,
which
so
is even weirder.
Yeah, so they're up there having their picnic and everything, and Lucifer shows up, and he hasn't got much time, and the ring is fading, and you know, she wants to go back to Earth, and the ring only has the power to take one of them back. Why is this rubbish? How does this ring, I thought this ring was just to give you immortality. How does it have the power to get you up and down from hell? You know what? Call a Menadil and have a Menadil take you back.
Yeah.
A Menadil, I mean, most of the other angels are like dead down there, I guess, but a Menadil was fine. Have a Menadil bop up there.
Yeah.
I mean, have a Menadil come up there with you. So I didn't get what that was out there. And he's like, here, have the ring and you can go back. And then he burns up and disappears. And Chloe goes back into her body on Earth, which didn't even get healed. Bloody useless that ring is. She's still bleeding out. And she's down there. And then Lucifer appears, and Lucifer is God. Woohoo. And then he doesn't even kill Michael. After all that, he doesn't even kill Michael. He's like, no, I believe in salvation. Oh, I'll cut your wings off and you will learn. Bullshit. That he's not going to learn anything. He's just going to be pissed off because now he's got no wings. And Lucifer won.
The best line out of the whole episode was that, oh my me.
Yeah.
And it went in English. That was the
Yeah.
best thing.
Oh my me.
Oh my me. But yeah, I mean, so he got the powers. Where did he get the powers from? He must have self-actualized those because God's not around to give him, and he didn't stash them anywhere. He didn't put them back in Charlie's rattle or whatever.
Mm. I
mean, so where did the powers come from? Dan's still dead, down in hell.
We don't care about that.
Obviously, he's going to get rid. But season 6.
Well, yeah, Dan's in hell, and Chloe finds out that Dan's in hell. And
all right, and I'm going to go back to Amenadiel can bop that. We know he can go down to hell because he was the guardian of hell while he covered for Lucifer, who came up. So now there doesn't even have to be a guardian of hell. So there's nothing to start with Amenadiel. Just
what about the guy that was in hell that got out of hell?
Okay, I literally mentioned that.
Nobody was listening.
I was listening.
I was listening.
I said
I wasn't listening.
I actually said when he got up to heaven, the guy that was meeting him was the guy from the hell loop. I said the only reason to have a guy from the hell loop up there having escaped and got to heaven is so that they've gone out for bringing Dan back next
There you
season.
go. Okay. Yes.
That way there's already a precedent for him.
There's already a precedent set.
Got it.
Not a very good one.
No.
So they didn't kill Michael. And now what? We've got season 6, Lucifer's God. What is their end game? I have no idea what their end game even is at this point, because obviously they're going to put Chloe and God together.
We got a kitty cat too.
I mean, Chloe and Lucifer are going to get together, which I'm not a fan of either.
No.
I know she rescues them. They just turn up at her house. In fact, they actually just turn up at her house and then she helps them. So they got that. What are we doing for season 6? What is the plan here for season 6? Like, Lucifer's going to be God. Well, that's no fun. I mean, no one wants to see Luke. I mean, he's not going to have any stupid pun things. He's going to be all like nice because he thinks he's got to be good now. That's no fun.
So there's only two ways that it's going to end. It's either going to be Lucifer realizes that he can't be God and be with Chloe at the same time.
Oh my God, if he makes himself immortal.
No, I think she wants to give up her being to be with him.
Her being what? A human?
Yeah.
She can't just opt to give up being a human.
I think she wants to go to heaven to be with Lucifer. That was the whole thing with her mother giving up, her dad giving up his life.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
But so they're going to leave Trixie with no parents because Dan's dead.
No, Trixie will be
because they'll bring Dan back.
God.
Yes.
And Maze is supposed to be going down to hell now, to real hell, because that's the whole point. If Lucifer became God, he was going to make Mazikeen Queen of Hell, Well,
then Trixie would either go with Chloe's mom or with Linda.
all right. Well, Linda isn't going to want her. She's got Charlie to deal with, and Trixie's a bit mouthy anyway. No one wants a tween.
I don't know.
So Chloe, Maze can't go down to hell because Eve has decided that she doesn't want to be. So they're just going to have their life. So I'm guessing Maze isn't going to want to go down to hell either, at least until Eve dies, and then
they'll make Dan Warden of Hell.
oh my God, no,
no,
and
it will be just puns and bad singing and bad detecting. Just bad.
For shiggles.
I can't. I just can't. For
shiggles.
You're gonna make Melanie's head explode.
What's happened?
Mel, I'll say it now. We loved the season 4 finale when it was just Lucifer went back to hell sitting on the throne. So the last ever episode will be Lucifer giving up Chloe so that Chloe can live a full life with Trixie, going up to heaven to rule heaven and sitting on the throne.
And then they're doing Vampire Diaries style fast forward, and Chloe will be walking into heaven after she's died.
Exactly.
And they will bugger it up because they won't have Chloe get old. They'll have Chloe look just like she looks now, even though she's lived 100 years or whatever, and then goes up to heaven.
Oh,
it's gonna be. There is no good way. They ruined. There's no good way for them to recover from. There's no good way for them to recover from this. There's not. There's just no way for them to recover from this.
I don't like it.
I think what's going to happen is we're all going to end like season 4. For me, Lucifer being in hell, realizing he needed to rule hell and that hell had to have a ruler, and Chloe having to cope on Earth. I mean, it was kind of sad because he left Maze behind, but I feel like that was the best possible ending because I don't want Chloe and Lucifer together. I don't like them together, and I think
you're
Chloe
just jealous.
Or the complete way that they can mess it all up.
I pretty much am.
Yeah.
They can completely mess it up by the last ever episode being Chloe waking up in a hospital with Dan next to her, and she's been in a coma for 12 months. And she dreamt it all.
Oh my God, that's almost as bad as Elsewhere with the snow globe.
Yeah.
It's all a dream and Lucifer's in hell.
Maybe they don't have an ending planned yet, so maybe we shouldn't put stupid ideas in
Well,
their
you
head.
know what? They're supposed to have it all planned. It's all filmed. It's all done. It's all filmed.
Yeah, it's already filmed.
Except the last episode.
No,
they can
it's
edit
not.
it. They can edit it.
It's in edits. It's in post edits. It's done.
No, they can change it. There's still plenty of time.
All right, you guys. So let's wrap it up. This has been awesome, but let's wrap it up. Final thoughts on Lucifer season 5B.
I like it.
Okay.
I just don't know. I mean, it's going to take a whole lot of creative. I don't even know what to make season 6 even watchable at this point.
Susan gave her.
I like the way it's going, other than the musical stuff.
All right.
And Susan,
I will say,
shite.
Season 5B managed to recapture the general feel of Lucifer that they'd lost a lot with 5A, and then it got to the finale and ruined everything. And now they've given themselves no option, and they're playing hard and loose with the rules. Can't do that. Gotta have the rules.
See, I don't care about the rules. That's probably why I liked it.
The rules.
I like it. I don't care about the rules.
Shannon's with me now.
Well, I want to join in too. Hold on.
It's like our rating version.
Yep. I'll even put pretty highlighter under it.
No, I don't have highlighter.
Shite.
It's in my
Why is mine backwards?
Mine is too.
No,
oh, okay.
It's not backwards on ours.
No.
Oh, well, perfect. It's not backwards.
Oh, perfect.
So I don't want
As
mine
long as you can see it.
That's all right.
All right.
Now this is my work planner. Now I'm gonna like pull this out to take notes at a meeting, and this is gonna be in the back of it.
This meeting is shite.
All right, well, I'm going to wrap this up. I want to say huge thank you to Shannon and Susan for joining us. It's been awesome. It's been long and awesome, but that was lots of fun chatting about all of that.
That's all right. You'll edit it down to 15 minutes.
No, I won't.
No, you won't.
If you guys have stuck with us for this long, huge thank you for that. Please make sure you do all the fun YouTube things, like, comment, and subscribe. Especially comment. Let us know what your thoughts are on season 5B. And you know what? if people are reading the comments and they're going to get spoilers, they're going to get spoilers at this point.
There will be
It's like, there are
spoilers.
spoilers. This is a spoilery blog. I've got it on blog, not blog, but I've got it all of it on the front. Spoilers. So if anyone clicks it,
You can agree
at
or
your
disagree.
own
Don't need to be
risk.
rude.
yeah, rude comments will be deleted. If you think we look like fun people to hang out with, well, Greg and I anyway will be live every Sunday at noon Eastern time over on the
Are you saying
Facebook
they don't
page.
look like fun people to hang out
Well,
with?
they don't get to hang out with them because they're not live with us on Sundays.
There could be somebody in Ireland watching.
We can
wants to
read
hang out
all of
with
our
Susan.
live comments.
Yes, you do get to read all the muses are in the comments. Yeah, you get to meet them in the comments.
See?
All right.
See?
Yes. So join us every Sunday, noon Eastern, on Facebook for our live show. And of course, make sure you go to melaniesmuses.com for all things music related. There's giveaways, reviews. Susan Harris has music articles and reviews and things up there. There's guest articles, all sorts of articles, everything up there. And if it's not up there now, keep checking back because we add new stuff pretty much every day. So if it's not there now, it should be soon. Or you can let us know and then we'll add it for you because we're nice like that. And when I say we, Susan will add it for you because I'm not allowed to add a lot of stuff to my own site. Make sure you click that little subscription bell so you never miss when I have a video up on YouTube. Anything counts up for 2021. I've forgotten feature Fridays. Mail call Mondays, Zoom interviews on Wednesday when I have them available with another random videos just like this one. When I think of them, when people are available to chat with me or by request, if there's something you want to see, let me know. Happy to oblige if I can. And with that, I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
It's because I've got, Dad said the pip pip chibio
Call me
accent.
daddy.
Oh, don't say that.
Can you hold up the hell no sign for just a There you go. No.
The Pip Pip Cheerio, yes.
Pip
that
pip
was
chibio
funny.
is like, you chose the pip pip chibio accent. I thought I'd try that out.
Daddy didn't like that.
Absolutely. I might have to put this bit in the outtakes. Oh my god. Right, one because it was season what?
What you drinking, Shannon?
Nothing fun. It's just a Fresca. I just like my holder.
I had to ask because everyone always asks me. What's
No,
drinking?
I don't have any good
What
alcohol.
are you drinking, Susan? You have a wicked mug there. What are you drinking?
I
Tea.
had a cup of tea
Knew it.
and that's gone. So
Tea.
I have
Sponsored
Coke.
by Coca-Cola.
Coke.
Zero.
Coke Zero.
Oh, your cans are weird. The Coke Zero cans. They've only got the zero around the top bit.
Wait, that's Coke Zero? Ours are
Yeah.
black.
Ours are all black because we're stupid when we go to the store. We need to be able to see immediately what we're grabbing.
Big and bold.
Banana.
Huh?
Okay.
Okay, so season 5, episode 15. Obviously, we got to meet a couple of the other angels. We got to meet Jophiel.
You're over 45 minutes, by the way.
I know. Well, that's okay. It was Zoom was the one that said before you could
I'm
only have
just letting you
45 minutes. The idea was going to be 45 minutes, and then we'd have to call back.
I had a pop-up come up on my screen that says
I did too.
did your meeting, so it's unlimited.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yay! Awesome. Okay.
I didn't see anything. Did you
No.
start it?
Well, that's because you're the host that you're on your screen.
The host with the most.
Cool.
Okay. Cool.
Right. What I might actually do, because this has been really long, I might split it into Lucifer part 1 and do the first one, and then Lucifer part 2, and I can get
How
two
many more
videos out of it.
pages you got?
Only one.
Well, you got 20 more minutes before it's an hour.
Okay. Oh, we're good then. What else? did
To
we
be
have?
fair, within the last 2 days, you've watched them all over,
I did.
taking
and-
notes. So you cheated.
No, I had notes for the first half,
What's
but
that?
I said I wanted to watch them all again, but work.
a lot of
Like-
it was me trying to get my
Your notes.
my notes.
Your
Yeah,
cheat sheet.
not my cheat sheet.
Make us all look stupid like we don't watch Lucifer.
No, I mean these are my notes. Like,
I just didn't want to put myself through the torture of those episodes again. So
See, the
one
thing
and
is,
done.
when we watched which episode was it? We watched A Little Harmless Stalking. Oh no, maybe it was Western Union. We watched
You're
one of
not going to
them.
get through that next page
Yeah.
in 45. That page is
That- most of those
the
notes.
next one. Look at
No,
that.
these those
The
are-
next one. Look at that. No way. No. You're not getting through that in
I
45
will.
minutes.
Shut up. I'm going to keep shut.
All right.
So God decided he was going to make himself human.
Don't tag him in this post.
No.
What's that?
Well,
I forget his name. He was in True Blood too.
Kevin Alamaro.
Don't tag him.
There was actually some.
Well, do tag him.
Things. I think I'm on Lucifer's bad. Like Joe hasn't answered me in a while. I think I'm on the bad list because I've said quite a lot of not. I used to be all about raving about it, and I haven't been quite so raving because there's been stuff I didn't like.
Don't tell him.
So I have like Greg has to watch TV with me, and this is what happens in this house. We have like pages and pages of my notes and what I want to check on and everything like that. And Greg's like, well, I don't have notes. I'm just going to go by what he remembers. So
I don't take notes either.
and that way we can sort of stay with the episodes. Do you have notes?
I have what songs could have been better.
Oh God, you knew songs.
And then I did my
I love it.
and then
all right, so just so you guys know, YouTube is pretty cool about swearing, even like, and especially now I'm not monetized. I really don't really care what they're doing with it. So as long as we can keep swear words out of like the first 5 minutes or so, I think by the time I intro everything in that, we should be good. If we can get past 5 minutes without swear words, we're golden. And then after that, I'll just put a warning up. Like if you've seen the videos I've done with Susan before, we have the little thing up that says warning, there may be language in here that you don't like.
Fucking language.
Fucking language.
you'll
Susan,
have to do
I
that
love
in
that
the video on the
I love that
UK
there's
Big
different
Brother.
degrees, different levels of shite for you. I love
Yeah.
a little bit and then more and then no.
So what you said, the UK stricter, is the UK really bad about it?
No, I was saying what you'll have to do is if you've ever seen the UK version of Big Brother, Davina McCall at the start of it, she always goes, "You're live on Channel 4. Please do not swear." You're
Why
live on
can't you
Melanie
swear?
Did
Muses.
she just say
Please do
channel
not swear.
Four.
She
Channel
said
4.
floor.
4.
Channel floor.
Four.
Floor.
Four. It's
Channel
nearly as
4.
bad as Melanie
Susan's
in
cat
wool
ears.
yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I've got devil horns on. I ain't got cat ears on. I've got devil horns.
Mic
Oh,
drop.
are we? Are we? Mm-hmm. All right, go on then. Move on.
Well, do you want to just sit here and all bash everyone for a while? You go ahead. It's like, I can't be a boy.
Well, we've all listened to you for 45 minutes.
Go.
Now you're gonna listen to us
Go on.
bash Eve.
Go on.
And well, no, because you don't like Michael anyway. So
I
it's no
don't.
fun.
Okay, so that's it.
Okay, that was it.
Okay.
That was our bashing.
So, oh my God, that would have been so good. I really feel that was a really. Oh, there you go.
She's muted it. She muted it.
He does not look impressed.
So I would just do that in the outtake, Shannon. You'd be
He's so
grand.
loud.
You'd be
Sorry.
grand.
You'll be grand.
Because I was talking to Susan for 3 hours yesterday. You'll be grand.
She's done a runner.
That's Kristen, not Susan.
Where's the puppy? There's the puppy.
Table, dummy. Who's kind of stupid.
Hey, puppy. What are you doing? What you doing?
He's special. Oh, now you're gonna turn around. You big dope. Bodie.
Brody?
Bodie.
Bodie.
Oh,
No.
nope. Not having it. It's like, quit pulling me. What do you want? What do you want, lady? Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
He's special.
Aren't we all? All right, everyone pause for a minute because we've got to get rid of the
you're
dog.
fine. Come on, Dave.
There you
Dave,
go.
come on.
She's been really
Go ahead,
rude.
I'll be right back.
That's all right. Let's give this outtake. You're not going out to smoke.
No, I'm not. Come on.
Just get out there really fast. Yeah, I would say that if you're not credited on there, I would say.
Yeah, it's weird that he isn't credited specifically, but
Mm.
it's possible.
And I think as well, you shouldn't have a musical episode if your actors can't sing. Like,
Agreed.
obviously, Lauren Germain can sing because she didn't
Right.
sing anything.
Wait till
But
Greg comes back down so
Mm.
that we can mention that about him. Her. Oh my God, what are you doing? All they have to do is go up the stairs, open the door, and come back down. It's not rocket science.
My large house hippo is sleeping next to me quietly. So
Daisy has been a little monster.
it could be worse. You could have a needy dog like Daisy, the size of my 105-pound
We
hair.
did. Our lad Zach was like that. Bless him.
He's gigantic.
Oh my God. What are you doing?
Greg, come back.
Susan will tell you this is pretty like standard fare when we're trying to do one of these Zoom things. And he's like, just keep going. It's like, no, because then when I'm editing it, it looks really weird if I'm suddenly back talking by myself again.
If he's longer now than another minute, he has to do one of the songs from the musical episode.
Oh, you got lucky. Susan was like, if you're longer than another minute, she's going to make you sing one of the songs from the episode. And finally, make sure you're clicking that notification bell so you never know when, not that you know, never miss. When you never miss when I have a video going up.
You need to start that sentence over like you made me.
I made Greg start sentences over when we were recording the voiceover.
Yeah. There was no need for it.
Well, there was because I couldn't edit it in where you just like stopped and said, oh my
You
gosh.
didn't want to.
Love it. So while that's going on, Lucifer.
Can I just make? I'm going to just make a comment. We all hate Michael's, Tom Ellis's American accent.
Yes.
It was still better than the fucking episode with the music.
Agreed.
Oh, I don't know. Every time he opened it, that accent, it grated. And I did see an interview where they were like, they had Tom Ellis, believe it or not, they had Tom Ellis do an American accent in the test run for Lucifer. Can you imagine if Lucifer had been American?
None of us would have watched it.
No one would have watched it.
Worked.
I said,
No.
And I will say, as someone with an English
God
accent,
mentioned that to him too, taking
Yeah.
that voice.
yeah. I've got a note because you made a note about that with the pip pip cheerio voice.
Pip, pip.
One of the things they said is they had Lucifer adapt an English persona because, well, Thomas is English, but it's because you can get away with a lot more if you say it with an English accent, and in America especially. And I will tell you that is true. I get away with a lot more. When I was working, I got away with a lot more with my English accent because you can say stuff and people just think, oh, it's because you're English, or oh, it sounds nice with the accent. So it would have been very different. They said that when they were having Americans read like the lines, they just sounded like dickheads, like saying it. They just sounded
like Michael.
like an asshole. They were saying things, so that didn't sound cool or suave. And I mean, obviously he has a lot of innuendo in his speech and a lot of dad jokes, and they just weren't funny from Americans.
Nope. I agree. Wouldn't have worked.
I can't even imagine that. And instead, you have.
Well, it's like what's his name of that show you're watching? Bad Blood.
Mm-hmm.
Where he walked
Bad
in.
Blood.
Yeah, he walked in to see that guy.
Yep.
He said something, just boom. Dead.
Yeah.
There's no talking. Just
Bad
boom.
Blood is it's got Tig from Sons of Anarchy in it, and he basically plays Tig.
Kim something.
Kim
isn't it?
Coates. Yeah, Kim Coates. He basically plays Tig from Sons of Anarchy, only he's becoming like a Canadian mob boss. And his big thing is he doesn't want to talk to people. If he's going to kill him, he just goes in like, boop, dead.
Yep. No talking.
No talking, no big, why it's all happening, just, you're dead.
Yep.
Bang, bang, you're dead. All right.
Call, bang, fuck, I'm dead.
So you got the pig.
What was that? What was that a reference to?
What? I wasn't listening.
Call, bang, fuck, I'm dead.
No.
Anybody? The Crow.
Oh.
The Crow. You don't remember? That's one of your favorite movies.
It's one of M's. No, I don't like it because it makes me cry so much. So I don't watch it.
Oh my god! Where he's in the church. Call,
No,
bang,
see.
fuck, I'm dead.
No, because it makes
Okay.
me cry too much. I don't watch that.
All right. Anywho.
All right. That is a really good point. Yeah.
All right. Well, she's looking that up.
All
What do
right,
you got?
so apparently she's going to play it live on the show.
No. I turned the volume down all the way.
Okay.
So
And Susan will love this. Susan will love this. God had to pee. I was so excited that God had to pee.
But when he was human,
Yes,
he wasn't human before then.
exactly.
So when you give out to me for characters having to pee in books, they weren't human. You've answered your own question.
No, because they are human. I mean,
They're not. It's a ghost.
But he becomes corporeal and he can eat and drink.
But he's still not human.
But he can eat and drink. Well,
But
Lucifer's
he's
not
still
human.
not human.
Lucifer's not human and he pees.
Does he? I've never
Yeah.
seen him go to the loo.
He
I've never
does.
seen
He
him.
does because he took his dad to show him how to do it.
Well, just because he knows
I mean, he did it.
he actually goes.
Mel stuck her foot in her mouth this time.
No, I'm saying that he does.
Nope.
They drink all the time. I'm sure they have to pee. And you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch every episode now.
Where's Lucifer P? I want to see Lucifer P.
Oh, I feel that it needs to.
That is
pee.
your mission, to go and see
I
where
am.
Lucifer is.
That's right. Em's doing a rewatch. I'll tell you what. I'm like. Have you seen those memes where it's like they play the Doctor Who theme and they're like we told the teacher not to play the Doctor Who theme because the nerds come running. I was working in my office and all of a sudden I heard the Lucifer theme and I didn't say I came running in the living room like, Emma, you watching Lucifer? Like I just had that little bar and then I wanted to watch Lucifer and not do the work. But finally, make sure you're clicking that subscription bell so you never miss when I have a video going live. Only thing you can count on for 2021 are Melkor Mondays and Forgotten Feature Fridays, Zoom interviews on Wednesday when I have them available, and other weird. It has nothing to do with the notification bell at all.
Dad jokes on Sunday. Yeah, you get notified when you're live.
No, this is.
That's a notification.
Oh my god, this is click the notification bell on YouTube.
I'm talking about Facebook. Facebook.
She went all dark maze. I've gone all fluffy maze. So
It's all right.
And me and Greg went normal.
Have the tattoos.
We went normal.
If you had any idea how long this makeup took, because I don't wear a lot of makeup. It's if I put on some mascara and chapstick, that's a good day for me. So
Chapstick.
it's took a while.
So is this a no swearing video?
no.
I heard you saying something about swearing. when I was
Swearing.
saying
It's pretty cool. If I can just put up like a disclaimer about it. I mean, we're not going to be throwing too many F-bombs and the C word. Try not to use the C word. They don't like that one.
No cat.
that. No cat.
Yeah, no cat. And then after we get past the first like 5 minutes, that seems to be the cut. After that, you're okay as long as you've got a warning in it. There'll be swear words, especially as I'm not monetized now. They can F
Okay.
off.
Well, you're not recording, so
I am recording,
Oh.
but I was recording mainly so we can see how the setup would be with
Looks
the three, and I think it looks good.
Looks good.
I'm gonna do.
Good idea.
I will do the intro, and then what we decided. By we, I mean me.
Oh, this is all new for Shannon.
It is. I'm gonna let my dog in real quick so he doesn't sit right outside the window and bark.
Okay.
Don't start, Greg.
So as I was explaining to them, we're going to go sort of episode by episode.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously there's going to be some crossover and things that will come up and what have you, but I think if we sort of do episode by episode, and I think if I sort of give a brief description of what the episode is, you guys will all know which bit falls into which bit. So you should be good. I mean, if any of the others come up, it's fine, but I figure if people have only watched some, and I put in the intro that we're going to try and go in order, if people want to watch like the first bits of what we're talking about and not the other bits, and then we can have overall thoughts at the end.
Okay.
And at some point we're going to have to, it will tell me, I think we've got to stop, because I think you can only do 45 minutes, and then ours are always over 45 minutes.
And you're already recording, so.
Well, yeah, because I need stuff for outtakes,
Okay.
because people like the
Shannon,
outtakes.
when she does her intro, you have to make the most serious face possible. No laughing. No giggling.
Oh my god, trying to get through the intro with Greg here is a nightmare. And I always end up, this is why there's always intro bits in the outtakes, because
Okay.
all right,
Are you ready?
is everyone set? Everyone good? I mean, if you screw up and you want to do something over, I can always edit it, but full disclosure, it will end up in the outtakes at the end.
Yeah.
Shannon's like, right.
Okay.
Okay.
Go.
Are you done? Really loud in there, Cody.
Go on. All right, I'll stop. Go on.
Hello, and welcome to Melanie's Muses, where I muse about things in the entertainment world that are entertaining to me, and sometimes a few weird and random.
Wasn't
Blah,
me.
blah,
It
blah,
was
blah.
Shannon. She was too serious.
No, it's because I've thrown this new bit in with the weird and other random videos too, and I need to change it because apparently I can't say weird
Here,
and
I'll
random
hold it so you
videos.
can read it. Go.
It's not on me, dumbass. What does that say?
Season 5, Ep 9, Family Dinner. Children.
Okay. Shut up, 'cause I'm gonna go again.
Okay, go.
Susan's favourite song.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go back to where we were. So Susan Go again with your line about Lauren Germain. All right, we need a screenshot for the front of it. You paid him off.
Greg's facial expressions.
Oh, we've had also, you should have seen last time when he was trying to do the biggest dad joke pointing at me. All right, so look at the camera and smile because I got to screenshot it. I feel like Susan should hold up absolute shut. No, can you just do a decent face for once?
I'll do Chandler's.
Oh my God. I can't have that in the thumbnail.
That's a good one, though.
You have to put down so we can see your face. All right, that'll do. Oh
That's my what? That's my Chandler.
All right, I'm going to stop this recording.
I think I'm looking forward to the bloopers more than the final video.
That's usually how it works.